welcome to Y Space.
Hey, y'all.
Is this the 7th or 8th week of the NFL? 7th?
Seventh.
7th.
Seventh.
I'm really doing good already. It's literally the end of October.
Wild. How did we get here already?
I just remember like in the first few episodes when we were recording and we were like, oh, I can't wait for college football to start. Or, and then it was like, okay, training camp's here. And now we're like close to halfway done.
Yeah. It came real fast this year.
It's been a blur,
but also slow down.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. So we have a lot to talk about with football today. Lots happening. Yes. But I'm going to kick it off with my favorite topic.
Always.
With my most exciting news to share with our friends and family who have tuned in. Your girl is going to New Orleans.
Oh, man. So freaking excited for you.
I will be No, that's not true. Sorry.
Put it out there. Go ahead and
you know what? If Travis can say it, maybe I'll make her a friendship bracelet with my phone number.
There you go.
This is it. This is what I'm going to do. I will be in the same location as Taylor. And this time next week will be the last time I will have seen her probably for a while. But I'm going to New Orleans night 3 with my best friend and her daughter and her daughter's best friend.
Oh my goodness.
I just told Aaron this morning, I was like, I think it's going to be so fun. They're like 10, 11. It's going to be so fun to see it through their eyes.
Yes.
Because they've never been. And my best friend is not really a Swiftie at all. But like by default, because it's her daughter. And I think because that's clearly all I talk about. Like,
yeah,
I just am super excited to see it through their eyes. What if they get picked for the 21 hat? 22. Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm saying.
You're just too excited.
What if they got picked? They're adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So this will be the first time you get to see TTPD live.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But Daddy, I love him. I will probably, I don't know, like, am I going to be so excited or am I going to be emotional? I really don't know.
I think you're going to be both. And I think you're going to flip-flop back and forth between the two.
Okay. Well, and here's another question for you. You've not been prepped for this, but it's been on my brain. What era should I go with for my attire?
Oh.
Okay, so let's review.
Where did you go last time?
Okay. Minnesota night 2, Minneapolis. Because that was so spur of the moment, I would consider that I was in debut because it was kind of just like a little blue sundress kind of situation. So I would call it debut. Now, I put a lot of effort into LA night 6 and I wore the like sleeveless short one-piece outfit that was the pink and the orange that matched the Grammys dress.
Yes.
So that was 1989 era. So what are we thinking?
I think you need to go.
It's going to be hot, but it is indoors, but it is New Orleans. So let's be honest, my hair will be huge.
I mean, the Lover album has so many of your favorite songs.
I do have a sequin outfit already.
So you could do that.
That I had bought for LA and I couldn't decide. So I do have that.
Yeah. I always think Reputation's an easy one. Like if you can't decide, because you just do any black outfit, you're good to go.
So you don't think I should wear a snake?
Maybe get like a stuffed one to wear around your neck.
Okay, I thought inflatable, but if you think stuffed, that works.
Okay. You could do face paint too if you want.
Well, I did, because I know the girls will not be watching because this is a surprise for them. I ordered our 13 tattoos for our hands.
Good.
I got their favorite eras. And then I bought a pack of 50 friendship bracelets off Etsy.
Nice.
So that they can trade with people.
I love it.
So super psyched. We're going night 3. So it'll be, no, it won't be the last US because then she'll go to Indianapolis. But y'all, 4 stops left.
I know. I was looking this morning because I was like, does she have one tonight? She doesn't. So it's New Orleans, Indianapolis, and then off to Canada, right?
And then allegedly done so. Today is the 2-year anniversary of the Midnights album.
Okay.
Happy birthday to one of our faves.
Yes.
If you're into merch, you've got 72 hours. They've re-released the Midnight's cardigan. I'm not into the cardigans.
No.
I'm not a cardigan in general fan.
Fair enough.
I'm like a pullover kind of person, but also that's a lot of merch. That's not but if you're up for it, they're $70 as all cardigans would be, clearly.
Obviously.
As you would. But let's talk about Miami, because Florida survived the hurricane and the Eras Tour arrived. It was star-studded. I was looking at some of the people that were there. Obviously, Dave Portnoy got to go, and I'm super happy for Dave.
I love that.
Taylor wrote him a letter. He got to hang out with Austin and Andrea. I just love it. Listen, I don't know. I guess he's problematic for some people. I think people are stupid, but
yeah,
I love it. I love that he was there. Billy Joel, Dixie Amelia, or whatever her name is, which still don't understand her relevance, but okay. George Stephanopoulos, because of course, and Allie Wentworth. The whole Today Show cast, it feels like Jenna, Hoda, Savannah, and they brought their girls. Like, I think that makes me even more excited that we're taking Jarrett and Rory.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else am I missing? Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. The whole Kelsey family. Even the girls. You know.
There was not a ton of videos that were put onto social media with the kids at the concert. And while I would have loved to have seen them singing along and all that, I love that it seems like maybe some people respected their privacy.
Yeah, it seems like it. I haven't been on TikTok near as much as I normally am. I have seen a lot of Jason dancing during I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, which is just makes me so happy. And I think I could see like the back of Wyatt kind of dancing. But I love that. I loved when they did when she does the part, "Let Me See Your Hands." I love it. I love that even Mama Kelsey was getting after it with Kylie. I loved it.
Yes.
So they were there. Anybody else big we're missing?
There was
Tom Brady, Serena Williams.
That's right. That's right. And there was another football guy in there with Jason.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but he does a podcast, but he used to be an NFL player.
Long blonde hair.
Yep.
I know. I don't hear
something. I love that they have all these masculine guys just thoroughly enjoying themselves.
And he was in his cutoff jean shorts.
He sure was.
He's in that. He and Jason have some commercial or something together too.
It's for Garage Beer.
Yeah. I can't think of that dude's name, but yeah. So I'm also like, didn't even think of it till just now, but I wonder who's going to be in New Orleans, because New Orleans is another big touristy town.
Right.
And since we're into manifesting along with Trav, I'm going to need Jack Antonoff.
Okay.
And I'm going to need him to come on stage.
Not? How about Blake?
He was going to catch another show. And I feel like, wouldn't you go to New Orleans and not Indianapolis?
Or Canada?
I mean, who goes to Canada?
Right. Come on.
My apologies to we do have listeners in Canada. So thank you for tuning in. Hope it's everything you've dreamed of.
So there being a lot more celebrities, because it's the end. Everybody wants to make sure they catch one more show. New Orleans is probably an easier place to get into.
So Sunday night's kind of a weird night too. I loved that in the Dolphins Stadium, they played the Chiefs game yesterday.
That was so funny.
And I'm hoping they do that. Oh, wait. No, they play Sunday against the Raiders.
Yes, they're playing the Raiders.
Oh, so I mean, hey, let's play it inside the dome. I love it.
I saw that when she sang Karma at the end, even though Travis wasn't there, like just to give him a shout out for them winning. Karma's the guy on the Chiefs.
Love it. I think now she should try to figure out how to squeeze it into one sentence, the guy on the screen and the Chiefs.
That's true.
Because, I mean, our guy, he's the number one show on Hulu and Amazon now.
Crazy.
I haven't gotten to watch Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?
I haven't either. I was telling Doug the other night, I was like, we've got to watch that this week because I forgot it came out.
Well, I just got caught up on Grotesquerie last night, and I'm totally, utterly confused. He's also in it with a mullet this time. That's confusing.
I saw a picture of that. I was like,
not a great look. The other thing that I'm super pumped about, because someone else I just thought of that was in Miami, was Paul Mescal, because he's dating Gracie Abrams. I'm finally going to get to see Gracie live.
That's right.
The first time, because I've missed her by one day every show.
Oh, good. I'm glad that she'll be there.
Yeah.
That's such a good one for you to go to.
I know. I'm sure you did not enjoy it, but the crowd in Miami got Florence all 3 nights.
They did. I saw that.
It seemed like at the end of last night when they performed, it kind of seemed like a farewell hug between the two. So I don't think Florence is going to be everywhere, but oh my God, I would die.
Yes. Well, and I kind of wondered, like, did you just sing Florida because you were in Florida? So,
but it's weird because, and I saw some people complaining about this, though I will say, obviously, Hayley Williams with Paramore was on tour for much longer than 3 stops, that Castles Crumbling didn't get the same treatment.
yeah.
Because if you remember back when Haim was opening for Taylor, they did Nobody No Crime every night.
True.
And then they did this in Florida, but yeah, it was weird that they didn't do Castles Crumbling every night. But I guess
they're saving it for New Orleans.
Don't you toy with my emotions. You stop it right now. But I would die. I hope she does the Archer pose. Let's talk briefly about the surprise songs, another one of your favorite topics. Night 1, she did Tim McGraw and Timeless mashup. I like Timeless, but I did see a story. I don't know if this is true. I saw that allegedly Donna Kelsey has told people that Timeless is her favorite song.
Oh.
So I'm hoping that's true.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit in my feelings that she also that night did Daylight. That felt hurtful, but at the time, I didn't know I was going either. So,
yeah.
But she hasn't done clean, so maybe I'll get clean. I don't know.
Okay.
Night 2, she did Should Have Said No, and I Did Something Bad, and then LOML and White Horse. People were really in their feelings about that. Didn't do anything.
I saw that too, and I didn't understand why.
I mean,
but
last night she did Out of the Woods and All You Had to Do Was Stay. We know that I don't like All You Had to Do Was Stay. Out of the Woods would have been fun.
Yeah.
And then she did Mirror Ball and Guilty as Sin. I now have lost the trail of like what things are meaning. Like
too many things to keep up with at this point.
Now I feel like she's just like, hey, what's your favorite song? And you're going to be there. So just to let you know, clean would be great, Taylor. That would really, I don't know if emotionally I would survive it, but hey, let's try. We'll see.
Why not?
Be a great way to go out, you know.
But then the other big thing that came from Miami, we got a new Rep bodysuit.
And it's killer. Like
it is. I like it way better than the first.
The Karen, the snake on it, like it even like comes off of her.
Yeah.
And I think it was so funny because I saw the footage of when she came out. She like kind of smirked. She's like, finally, y'all can shut up. So I know, and of course people melted down. Of course, we passed yet another date that they said the 18th. I am now firmly in the camp that it's not happening this year.
No.
Because also since we've last recorded, she did make the announcement of, or did we? I don't know anymore, people. Just bear with me.
Go with it.
The book and the anthology on vinyl, which is a hefty price tag I saw, but
is it? I didn't even look.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, I mean, I think it's like 50 or 60, but I guess if you think about 2 vinyls alone probably would have been, so maybe it's not that bad. Let's be honest, I'm going to buy both anyway, so I don't know why I even complain, but yeah, I think I'm in the camp. I know everyone is like really dead set.
Listen, she's been wearing that first bodysuit for like 2 years now. I think she just got a new one because she needed a new one.
That thing may have fallen apart.
Right?
I mean, it could have disintegrated at this point.
I don't care what luxurious designer made it. It can only last so long being put in,
Joseph Cavalli is not God. I mean, let's just be honest. I will say they did get several rain. I think all 3 shows ended up being rain shows in Miami, and that was the last time that it can happen because everything else is indoors.
Oh, okay.
Which I myself am grateful. I don't look good in rain. It's not.
We don't like to be out in the elements,
and I just don't think it's healthy to be in the rain in Canada in December. I mean, doesn't seem good. But we're getting close. We're getting close to the end. But yesterday, they played the Chiefs game in Miami, and they won. And would you like to talk about some football?
I would love to talk about some football.
So our Chiefs went to San Francisco and we were nervous.
Very.
I had just gone ahead and told myself, hey, this is going to be the first loss of the season. We're going to get out of the way. We're going to keep it moving.
Yeah. But we said it in our heads. We did not say it out loud.
No. But it did not happen.
No.
And we, again, listen, I don't know how it keeps happening. It is a mystery to me. I do think I perhaps am bad luck. I went ahead and started Juju yesterday in fantasy football, which, hey, last week when we recorded, we previewed fantasy football for this week and did not even realize we were playing each other.
We really did.
And I have to say, a bit out of character for me that my team is like not even broken 100 and it's Monday night already.
Right. So I'm typically up in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
And like would be pretty competitive. And then this week happened and my team went to crap. Your team went to crap. And I'm like, what?
I'm still going to win, but unless Baker Mayfield
100%.
goes off, I don't know because we both have quarterbacks left to play.
Yeah. And I got
something else. I don't remember. I've got Lamar and you've got Baker tonight. So who knows? But let's talk about our Chiefs. Patrick, what are we doing, my guy? He has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns this season.
Which is crazy.
I don't understand.
Hopefully he's just getting it out of his system before postseason.
And we're undefeated. None of this makes sense.
The crazy part. Like he is finding a way to win no matter what, which no other team can say that.
Juju went out on the second play of the game. Feels right. Travis was blocking the hell out of the game. I know I saw everybody like, oh, he's so washed up again. Y'all are golly. Do y'all not understand?
No. That was one of the
single good play that happened, he blocked.
He was blocking so many plays that I thought, man, he's taken a beating each of these times.
I get so nervous. He did have that one catch and he was a little slow and I was like, get up.
Right. Jump up.
I was so happy for McCole Hardman.
I love to see him be successful.
The only thing that made me so sad was when they did the play that won the Super Bowl and he tripped a little so he didn't get the catch because he was wide open yet again. I loved that Nick Bosa didn't do anything at all.
No.
God, I really can't stand that dude.
One of the things that I noticed watching the game yesterday, it feels like, and I understand, the 49ers, they've lost twice in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. Like, listen, these two teams, the 49ers hate them. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, they play with a chip on their shoulder, and it's like they mentally just can't get past that to just play good ball. Because the 49ers are doing great this year. But it's like when they play the Chiefs, they are so focused on how much they dislike them that they just can't make the plays that normally they would make with ease.
Yeah. Brock Purdy, didn't he end up with 3 interceptions yesterday?
I think so.
Very out of character game for him. I mean, they haven't had McCaffrey all season, but that's not new. Debo ended up not playing. I heard he was sick. I saw him like on oxygen. What are we doing?
Well, you had said he was on oxygen when I texted you and said, hey, he just went to the locker room. And when they showed him going to the locker room, it looked like he was trying not to vomit as he was going. So I don't know if he took like a stomach hit or if he just maybe he's got the flu or something that hit him all of a sudden. I don't know, but it looked more of like an illness thing and not an injury thing.
Yeah, I mean, I figure he had to be not to make a Taylor pun, but I feel like he had to be down bad to not play in that game. That was a perfectly timed pun, though.
Nailed it.
Hey, that was amazing.
Yeah.
George Kittle had a great game, though, and I'm always happy to see him do well. I mean, I don't need him to win, but
yeah.
And I have to say, as much as I dislike his wife, I don't know if you saw pictures of her yesterday. I thought she looked really stunning.
She looks very pretty yesterday. Yeah. I like when she does the jerseys with the tall boots. Anybody else, and I think it looks like just not very attractive maybe, but she always looks so pretty in those outfits.
Yeah, she does. I really would love to see Taylor. Well, yeah, I guess after the tour. I would love to see Taylor in a jersey in the tall boots. I feel like that would work.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
I could see that happening too. But yeah, so Jalen Watson from the Chiefs defense fractured his ankle.
Yes.
That's not a good thing for us, guys. That's not good. Let's see, anything else big? Oh, I'm sorry, Kareem Hunt. I'm sorry, you were just like sitting at home and now you're going to come back and just like rush 2 touchdowns.
Killing it. You're killing it.
I mean,
It feels so insane to me. First off, he runs so many plays.
yeah,
They
and
go
just like gets, brutalized because he runs hard. I know Pacheco runs angry, but Kareem runs hard.
It's like Kareem runs into the biggest group of guys he can find just to see if he can push through them. And 9 times out of 10, he does push through the majority of them.
I don't hate it when he does it.
Please protect your brain a little bit more.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's, because we already saw signs a few years ago that it might not be.
Right. We're not clicking all there.
Yeah.
But then I can't remember. It might have been the third quarter when Patrick went in for his touchdown.
Yeah.
And he just nailed that guy with his elbow and knocked him off.
Yeah.
Like, that's fantastic.
I thought it was hilarious on social media. That guy's name's like Mustafa or something.
Yeah.
They showed pictures of him and dude is like chiseled like a Greek god. And then they showed Patrick with his dad bod. And I was like, this is the best. I just love it.
And then Patrick was talking to Aaron Andrews and he was like, well, I'm just pretty heavy. So
no, I was so happy that we finally got an Aaron Andrews game. I feel like it never happens.
I feel like she's just always wherever the Cowboys are. And I don't love that.
No, I do think that's weird. We did have to endure Tom Brady. And I think we both commented like, it's not that he's bad. He just doesn't offer any insight.
No, he says the basic things that all of us already know.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of that too is probably like he's brand new at this. He's not totally sure what he should and shouldn't comment on. So I think he's just going with the basics to make sure that the audience understands. I think he'll settle into it. I think he'll be good. It's not going to be this year.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I will say, obviously I'm not a 49ers fan, but I thought it was pretty cool to see Ricky Parasol, however you say his last name. This was his first game to play after being shot in the chest. I mean, hello. I did think those memes on social media were kind of funny that he got shot and came back before McCaffrey. I know that's probably tacky, but we love a good petty move. So
we do.
Speaking of petty, what do you think the NFL is going to do about Trent Williams punching Brian Cook in the head?
Okay, so here's my thing. Cook
hit him too
first.
Yeah, he gave him a tap, but
he did. But Trent Williams definitely came back a little bit harder.
But this is what I asked Aaron when that happened. Why are we punching a helmet?
Right?
Like if a helmet's to protect your head when you hit a human, why would we use our fists? That does not make any sense.
I'm always shocked because I think my first reaction would be to like shove you off. I don't think I would be going for a helmet.
No, it seems so stupid to me. I'm sure there will be some kind of penalty. I do think Brian Cook probably deserves a fine too. I don't really know. We'll see.
I imagine they'll both get fined, but
I don't remember his name, but the guy that chopped Patrick in the throat.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, he did like that to him, and Patrick looked back at him, and I know everybody always says Patrick's always flopping and whatever, but I mean, he literally chopped him like this. I feel like he should get something. I didn't like that at all. That just, again, I just can we not just play the game?
Right. It's sometimes when those two, there are certain teams when they play each other, it's just more you're out for blood and not so much a win.
Yeah.
I feel like that was there. I just want to hurt somebody.
I have a comment on that, but before I jump to this topic, they lost Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Torn ACL.
Worth
a lot of money. Seems like that was a good idea.
Yeah. We're paying them a lot, but honestly, to the team, you're not really losing.
Yeah, money. I don't see that being a big loss to them. I think the biggest loss, well, obviously Christian McCaffrey, but I think the biggest thing that hurt the 49ers yesterday, besides Brock was on a whole nother planet, was Jawan Jennings missing the game with a hip injury because he actually has been their leading receiver all season. So I think that, because Kittle showed up. So, I mean, I don't know.
I guess I thought they'd be more settled because they were playing in San Francisco.
That's what scared me more than anything. Honestly, I'm totally focused on location. But speaking of location and bad blood between teams, another pun I did not intend.
Look at you.
Oh,
all the Taylor Swift things today.
We go to Vegas And Max Crosby hates Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
And if we recall from their training camp, they had the little Kermit puppet. If we don't annihilate them, I'm gonna be sad.
Right. This can't be the game we go down.
Aiden O'Connell is out now 4 to 6 weeks with a broken thumb, but they've kind of been fluctuating between he and Gardner Minshew anyway.
Right.
But I do wonder, who does that leave for Gardner's backup? Because I don't know if you realize this, but I think the whole NFL is hurt now.
I was going to say, everybody's on their second or third quarterback.
I don't know who his backup is. I mean, shoot, they may be bringing somebody from the practice squad.
That would be
wait. No, they got rid of him. I was going to say, is it Garoppolo? But isn't he in L.A.?
Yeah, I think he went to L.A.
I forget about Superman. He's just all over the place. But so yeah, we play the Raiders in Vegas. Max Crosby makes me nervous, but he seems real checked out. I'm going to bet that he demands a trade after the season.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're not going to trade him this season, especially with just losing Devontae. But there's something off that's going on there. I don't know what it is, but
again, I'm curious.
That team was pretty solid on their culture and their.
Well, they were all, remember last season, everyone, including Devontae, were like, gun-ho, give Antonio Pierce the job. We're all behind him. This is what we want, our culture. And then, of course, he jumped ship, which that doesn't surprise me. He has no loyalty. But, yeah, I don't know. But, again, I have to wonder. I wonder this about a lot of teams right now. I'm interested to see Tom Brady now has been approved for his minority ownership, but I've heard he wants to be, like, super involved. Is he going to say, hey, guys, we actually need a quarterback?
I think so.
It's probably time, like, to get one. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
Right.
We'll see what happens, but Max Crosby makes me nervous.
Yep.
Other games from the weekend. Let's talk about the Broncos and the Saints.
Yes.
It may be time to go ahead and call it a year in New Orleans.
Listen, I think I had picked them last week because I thought Spencer's going to be settled in. It's at home. I could not have been more wrong.
It happens. It's happened to us a couple times.
Listen, Spencer was not settled in at all.
The
way that he played almost looked like through the whole game, it was like somebody had just asked him to play quarterback, and he didn't exactly know what that meant, but he suited up and went out anyway.
Have you seen the memes? I can't remember if we've exchanged these memes where it's him and they say, this is what Patrick Mahomes would look like in a Hallmark movie of Travis and Taylor. And that feels very accurate. And also how he appeared in that game. Like, I'm just acting.
Yeah. I'm just here.
Yeah. And it's sad because, I was like really, really hoping for Spencer because their only other option in New Orleans right now is Jake Haener. You might as well not even.
Yeah.
That's rough. And again, also, the Broncos, this was Sean Payton's return to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hated
the Saints, their defense, the whole game, when I was watching parts of it, I was like, why are we not tackling? It almost felt like they thought they could just push people over.
Yeah.
And they did not want to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I saw where Alvin Kamara said, like, that he, and I think he's been there maybe like 7-8 years. In all his time there, though, he has never seen the Superdome empty out the way it did.
Yeah.
But he said, I get it. I mean, he was pissed about it, but he's like, I mean, I don't blame him. And I think that it's tough for guys like him because, I mean, I think if you had put Alvin Kamara, if he'd had maybe even a little more time with Drew Brees, or you put him on another team, he really could have like a Hall of Fame kind of career.
Right.
And
now, also, I didn't realize that the majority of New Orleans team was out with injury.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They played. So my best friend
works out.
Yeah, my best friend Megan is a huge Saints fan. They go to the games all the time. She sent me something, and I don't remember if I have this exactly correct, but I believe they actually played with more talent on their roster in that game than they even did like in the preseason games. Like, they were like the backups of the people who played in the preseason games, which is like you're already backup.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because at first I was like, why are we doing so bad? And then I saw something that had listed out every person that was out with injury, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the only highlight, and I need to remember to tell Judd, he loves Willie Gay. Willie
Yeah.
got a fumble recovery. That was really all that happened.
Did
But
you
yeah,
see at the end of the third quarter when there was 3 seconds left and they called the timeout
yeah,
just to then immediately go take a knee?
yeah. It's
Spencer
like I
was
don't
just
know.
as confused as all of us watching.
I am, I think, shocked that we haven't had an announcement this morning that Dennis Allen's been fired. I
Yeah.
I think if I'm that locker room, like there ain't nobody behind that guy anymore. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what the Benson family is doing. They're normally like overly involved. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's kind of like, well, don't worry about who your next head coach is. Just put one of your assistants in, like the Jets are doing, and then let's worry about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I am shocked he has a job still today.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, one that I got incorrect, the Texans lost to the Packers, but a
Did.
heck of a game. Super
Yeah.
close.
I saw
Um,
it was the field goal with like 15 seconds is what won the game.
yeah, I was kind of bummed about it. But I feel like everything is so off this season.
It is.
Because remember, I had said that I thought the biggest competition to the Chiefs, making a Super Bowl run would be the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
And I seem to be wrong.
They
Um,
just don't seem to play as consistent this year as I thought they would.
and I don't know what that is because unless it's our toxic friend, Stefan Diggs, who did get in a fight before the game started.
As one does.
I did appreciate that he owned it and said, I will never be the bigger person.
Which we knew, but it's nice to know that he is self-aware.
Yeah, because it's not always a strong suit of some people, but he apparently has got it covered.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I tell you who I still don't understand when it comes to the Texans is actually the Cincinnati Bengals. Why in God's name is Joe Mixon playing for the Texans? This dude ran for 115 yards yesterday.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns, 25 carries.
Bengals couldn't use that? No?
Right?
Didn't need that? Okay.
You guys should have kept that.
I don't know what's up with CJ Stroud, though. He only threw 86 yards.
Yeah.
And he had like 10 to 21. Like
4 sacks, too.
Yeah, he seemed way off.
Yeah. I didn't catch this game when it was on TV, but I think it said that the lead changed 7 times.
Oh, gosh.
That tells me that was probably one heck of a game to watch.
Well, I went ahead and started Tank Dell against you in fantasy football. He was targeted 4 times. He made 0 catches for 0 yards. So my apologies, Tank. That could be me. That could be me.
This one's on me.
Yeah. But yeah, that didn't look good. I don't know. They're 5-2 now.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I mean, yeah, like life goes on. I don't know. The Packers are another team that I can't really figure out. Like, are they legit?
Right.
They also are 5-2. I know that the saying is like any given Sunday. It's legit this season.
I don't know that statement has ever been more true than it is this season.
I don't know how people in Vegas are making money this season on bets because like
the people that know nothing about football are probably the ones getting it right. The ones that are betting based on the mascot or the team colors are nailing it this year.
You really probably picked the wrong season to not go with your normal approach.
I really did.
It's okay though. I mean, I tell you who I was super happy for yesterday, and that is Mr. Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
I was so happy to see him have like a career game yesterday against the stupid Giants.
Yes.
I saw a stat, and we need to hire a fact checker, I think. Maybe Laura can fill in for us on this. Is this true that Daniel Jones has not thrown a touchdown in MetLife in 658 days?
Okay, so that's what I've seen as well.
Good God Almighty, and this man is still being paid.
I was going to say, he is still their starter. I don't know who his backup is, but it's got to be somebody better.
I'm looking it up right now because I don't get it. Yeah, that's right, because they put him in yesterday. It's Drew Lock. So, okay, let's talk about this if I'm the Giants. If I'm the Giants, okay, I let Saquon go in my division, number 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ride Daniel Jones, and the only backup I'm going to have is Drew Lock. No offense to the Missouri Tigers, but This was our plan?
But you noticed when they did Hard Knocks, like off season,
yeah,
every time that they were having a meeting, they were dead set on he's going to be our starter. Like they weren't even thinking of looking for a different quarterback. Nothing. They were dead set on him, and I don't under. He's got to know where somebody is buried, and that's why he's staying because it makes no sense.
I just don't even like. I'm gonna read you his stats, and I'm not talking about Judd's stats. If you get confused here, he threw for 99 yards, 14 of 21. Yeah, they scored 3 points on the day. If I'm Malik Neighbors, I'm gonna tell you what. I am mad as hell.
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell in every post-game interview, he is so disgusted. He's just like,
yeah,
yep, here we are.
And it was against the Eagles, who have not been doing great this year.
No.
And the fact that 28 points on you has got to be one of their highest this season, if not the highest.
Saquon only got 1 touchdown, but he ran for 176 yards. Jalen ran in 2. AJ Brown got another touchdown. So, I mean, I will say, to carry on my theme, I started Devonta Smith. He got 1 reception for a -2 yards. I ended up with negative points on a receiver. I don't know what is happening. Like,
listen, first off, I don't think Jalen threw an interception. So
did not.
That tells me everything I need to know about the Giants defense because every other team can get an interception.
Yeah.
But the Eagles defense got 8 sacks on the Giants quarterback. Listen, I thought that the Eagles would win. I did not think that they would win this well.
No, yeah. I don't even know. Like, I don't know what you do if you're the Giants. Like, do you just go ahead and burn it all down?
Right? Let's just call it and try and get the best draft pick.
You kind of wonder, like, okay, if I'm the Giants, if I'm the Saints, if I'm the Jaguars, do I just say, like, we'll see y'all next season?
Right. We'll try this again later.
Yeah. Let's start over. We didn't do that right. Like, I don't know. It's deplorable.
Yeah. A hard reset. Talking about hard resets. And this isn't in the notes, but the Jets versus the Bills game last night.
Yes, I was going to say I did leave that out by accident. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Talk to me about it.
Tell me. You and I, we were texting last night. That was it was a much more enjoyable game to watch than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was just good football.
Yeah.
It was a close first half when both of the teams looked good. I was very skeptical about them starting Russell Wilson. He didn't look great the first drive or two, but then, like, he settled in. I was thoroughly impressed because I didn't expect anything from him this season. And I thought, why are we benching Justin Fields? Like, this doesn't make sense. And I think Justin could still do well. He proved he was doing well.
Yeah.
I think it was really a coach decision to put Russell in.
Well,
he did great.
Did you see Mike Tomlin in his post-game interview?
No.
They asked Tomlin, they said, look, I guess, like, what was your thought process about, or were you worried about starting Russ after all this time off? And he goes, no, that's why they pay me the big bucks. I was like, all right, my guy. I'm thinking there's some strategy to it, though, because here's what I'm thinking. If we've seen anything this year in the NFL, it is everyone is going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking, like, hey, you gave Justin all these weeks that he did pretty well, much better than he ever did in Chicago. And so he's got that under his belt. Let's play Russ for a little bit. That way, like, if one goes out, one's ready kind of thing. It honestly may not be a bad strategy. I was surprised but it's like the conversation we had about Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. Like, I'm always like, let's ride the guy with the hot hand. Let's don't break up the chemistry. But it worked out. I love nothing more than seeing Aaron Rodgers lose. It's funny, though. They didn't look bad.
Well, so here's the thing that I think I have my overall summary of the Jets. They have some great plays.
Mm-hmm.
The Hail Mary or the throw, you've got some good throws to Devontae. You have some really good plays, but you don't do anything with it. It's like you've got 1 or 2 in the bag for the game, but then we're done. Like, we can't do any more.
Breece Hall even. I mean, he was I didn't look at his stats, but he looked really good yesterday. And I mean, you got Sauce Gardner. I did see he got a little shook up, so I don't know if he was hurt or like tired or what. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think Robert Salo was thinking?
Listen, he's loving it. He's
You
probably
think?
being like, listen, you guys see, I
It's
couldn't do any
mine.
better.
Yeah. Of course, in Aaron's post-game interview, he was like, they were like, what do you say to the folks in the locker room? Or like, how do you, and he's like, well, first thing is not to listen to you guys. He is like so scripted. Every single time, it always goes to the coach, and then he's going to go to the media.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be his receivers. He never takes any ownership.
No.
Ever.
But the ones that do take the most ownership, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes,
Mhm.
two of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game.
Yeah.
Then you get Aaron Rodgers, who's going to blame everybody else on that field. You can just tell there's no unity on offense or the defense. Like, they're all done. And I think for the majority of the players, like, last year took a lot out of them. And then you come back this year and you're just hoping to be re-energized, that this is going to be different, and you're getting the exact same thing.
I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers is not a leader.
No.
Like, does he have a great arm? Yeah. I mean, for sure. But he's not a leader. And I think that's obvious. Like, he bitches and moans and gets the players he wants. I did not realize we sent that text to each other this week. I mean, I knew there was a couple of players like Alan Lazard and obviously Devonta that had come from the Packers. There's like 8 people.
Yeah.
He basically brought the Packers to the Jets, and he still can't win.
I was going to say, so you got the people that you wanted, and you still can't do anything with it. And honestly, they're open. This is not on them.
Yeah, he and of course, like he did last week, first thing he did last week when they had that late game interception was blame Mike Williams for not going down the red dotted line. Well, like, what are you doing? Could you see Patrick saying that? Like,
drawn up doesn't mean that the guy can get there. If there's blockers there, pivot. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, could you see Patrick saying, well, Travis just didn't run the right? No.
Not in a million years.
No. And I mean, gosh, I don't know. But I loved seeing him lose. May it continue. Yeah. May he be blessed with more. That's all.
That's right. That's right.
Since we've been pretty spot on with our predictions this year,
why not do some more?
Yeah. Let's look at this next week. So we got the Vikings at the Rams. Now the Vikings suffered their first loss this weekend, so now we have only one undefeated team in the NFL, which just happened.
And the Vikings-Detroit game was neck and neck. That was a hard-fought one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Vikings look great. I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't take that loss badly at all. I mean, the Lions are a good team. Yeah. I'm going to say I think the Vikings destroy the Rams.
Same. That's what I've got.
And I mean, it's in LA, and normally, I get weird about locations.
Yeah. But
I think they're going to be pissed from that loss.
Agreed.
I think the Rams suck.
Well, pissed from the loss, but also you lost playing really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like you were out there making errors and doing horrible. Like, you're still doing really well.
And it's just funny to me that we're still talking about Sam Darnold. I mean,
right?
What are we doing? This is weird, but
not a quarterback we thought we were talking about this year.
It'll be really interesting to see if he continues out this season as well as he's been playing, what they do next season when JJ McCarthy's healthy.
Yes.
That's
what I was going to ask you. Have you seen JJ on the sidelines at all?
No, but I have noticed this with the Chiefs, like Pacheco and Rashid, they don't, like they're not at the games either when they travel.
That's true.
Because they're both very active on Instagram when it happens.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I appreciate. I think it's fun.
Right.
But,
I haven't watched a ton of the Vikings games, but I saw clips of it this weekend and I thought, is it weird that JJ's not there or is that normal?
I don't know. The only reason I do think it is weird is because he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's not as weird when you're a receiver and all that, but like, yeah, I feel like to learn the scheme, like, because, they wear those headsets,
right?
Like, learn the cadence. That I do think it is a little bit odd.
Yeah.
But who knows? We won't predict the Chiefs Raiders game, even though I put it here. I don't even know why I did that. That's not happening. Jets Patriots at New England. Now, Drake May looked pretty good. And I cannot remember the stat that I saw, and I'm real mad that I don't think I sent it to you. I saw some stat that whatever he has done so far is tied with what Brady did.
Okay.
I don't know what it was though. So this was a completely useless item to bring up. I was really hoping you were going to say, "Oh yeah, I saw that." It's
No, sorry.
Okay, we're going to keep it rolling. It's in New England, but I am unfortunately, and maybe I'm purposely doing this. I'm going to pick the Jets, and I hope that that curses them because that seems to be what I do.
Okay, let's do that. So I also have the Jets picked. I do like Drake May, and I hope that he does really well. They have not been winning. They lost to the Jaguars yesterday. Like, it's not looking promising. And I think the Jets can pull enough together to outscore them. Do I think it's going to be a high scoring game? No, I don't. But I do think that the Jets will come out with a win. So maybe that will settle Aaron down.
We'll hope for the worst, but here we are.
That's right.
Okay, so the Eagles are going to Cincinnati. This one is an interesting one to me because, again, so in my head, I'm like, okay, we're in Cincinnati. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Okay.
But I would love to see me be wrong on this one.
I know. I wanted to go Bengals just because it's in Cincinnati. I'm going to go Eagles. Okay. I'm hoping maybe they got a taste of what winning feels like again.
Yeah.
So maybe we keep that streak going. And who knows? Burrow might be off.
Listen, you know how Trav has been sporting the mustache, and we thought it was related to wins and losses, though I will say the scruff is coming back, and I'm real happy.
Yeah.
Do we think Burrow has something in his mind about the hair?
Do you think he thinks it looks good and no one in his circle has been like, maybe we don't?
This is a good note to you kids. If you're listening, make sure you put people around you that'll tell you the truth. Okay?
Yeah.
Because
even the games that they're winning are low scoring games.
Yeah. And you have a lot of weapons. So,
yeah. And I think Joe, maybe the hair bleach has gotten to him a little bit.
I think it's good. Yeah. Because he made that like weird face when he scored a touchdown. And I was like, is he okay? What's happening? Do you think with the Bengals, do you think T. Higgins will get traded at the waiver deadline?
I don't know. I've heard rumors that he might.
Yeah, I've heard them mention, coming to Kansas City. I don't know where I fall on that one. I did hear that MVS, when he got cut by the Bills, went down to the Saints, and apparently they didn't pick him up either.
Golly.
I don't think he's joining the reunion tour here in Kansas City. I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're Cincinnati, but it doesn't make sense that you're losing.
Nope.
This is an interesting one. Bills at the Seahawks. And again, I know I have it in my head about Seattle, and Geno's doing okay.
But he's just doing okay. If Josh Allen is on when they play, that's the part that you can't predict.
Okay, I'm going to go Seattle. You go Buffalo.
I'm going Bills. That's who I picked.
All right, I'm going to go Seattle. Be twice now that I picked the wrong here. This one I'm very curious to see what happens. This is the old school 90s matchup. It used to be like every Super Bowl when we were kids. Cowboys are visiting San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers on this.
You are?
Yeah.
I think before yesterday I was leaning Cowboys. And now I think George is going to call the boys in and say like, "Hey, guys, like we're not going to keep losing."
I think they probably got their butts chewed and chewed each other out on that loss last night. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're not going to have that happen again.
Yeah.
And Dallas coming off of a bye week, I don't really think has helped them at all.
Now Dak got engaged.
He did get engaged. Congratulations to that. Listen, he seems like such a happy guy.
I just love him.
I know. I love him as a person. I just wish I would like to see him on a different team and see if it's like the atmosphere that you're in.
You know what would be crazy, and this would never happen, but what if he went to New York and played for the Giants?
Why not?
I mean, it'd never happen.
It out.
If I were him, I'd just want to go anywhere.
Right? Listen, he just got his money. I think he's like, you know what?
Got my $1 million engagement ring.
Right. We're good.
That would make me so nervous to wear. Oof.
Whew. No, thank you.
All right, so we've hinted a little bit at our fantasy football. This week has not been our best showing.
No.
So far, we're pretty deplorable. I mean, I am.
That is actually the word that I put in my notes was deplorable.
Deplorable. Let me double check where we're at. Yeah, I've got a whopping 45 points, and it's Monday night. You've got
Yep,
37.
I've got 37. So
We're killing it. I've got Lamar and J.K. Dobbins left to play.
Got
And
Baker
then you got
Mayfield and then Bucky Irving, the running back for Tampa Bay. I just, no matter what, even if I get to your current 45, I'll be impressed with myself.
Says right now the odds are 81% win probability for me and 19% for you, but neither one of us are going to break 100. But here's the thing: even if I had played someone from my bench, I mean, I could have played Khalil Shakir from the Bills and gotten 13 more points. But I mean, when you've got 3 players that are at 0, it's a struggle.
Yeah. I do wish I had played Dontavian Wicks for one of my wide receivers. 13.8, so it's not like he balled out, but my other wide receivers, one got 0 and one got 2.1. So
I have reminded you of this twice now. You need to go ahead and cut Rasheed and go get somebody. There's not a lot out there, but come on now. He's not coming back.
He's not. It's painful.
Okay.
It's painful
I don't want to. I'm sorry. I don't want to open the wound.
Honestly, I did actually look to drop him last week, and there was literally no one that was going to score better than him.
That's another problem with having 16 teams is that the waivers are real slim pickings. I pretty much just jumped every time one of our lesser knowledgeable opponents drops somebody that has a bad game, and it's usually my husband, and then I go grab them.
Yeah.
Last night he was like, "Oh, I thought I started so and so," and I was like, "Oh no, you sorry sucker, you dropped him, and I got him." All right, let's talk about some college football.
Okay.
Which game would you like to start with? You let me know.
I mean, let's go ahead and start with LSU, Arkansas.
Okay. Well, sure. You want to start there? That's fine. So LSU beat Arkansas. It was not, I don't even know. I mean, sure. Did I want the Razorbacks to win? Yes. Did I think they had 2 upsets in them? No. But it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah. I really thought it was going to be a trap game for LSU.
Yeah. Maybe this is your fault because you did say that.
It does seem, though, like LSU was just on this weekend. Like they
are gaining steam at just the right time.
Yes.
Especially with some other teams in the SEC West maybe not having the usual steam they have, but we'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun or anything, but Taylon Green ended up playing. I was real worried about that because he was pretty banged up after the Tennessee game. I mean, my dude threw 240 yards. But you know what kills me about that? He threw for 240 yards and only 1 touchdown. Like, why are we just throwing the ball everywhere but the end zone?
Like, not the end zone.
Come on, man. He did throw an interception, so that hurt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was what should have happened, I assume. But it's so crazy because he had more yards than LSU. And we still can't get more than 1 touchdown?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are we doing?
They just need us to come talk to them.
Well, listen, so many people need us. I mean, Shonda Rhimes, Tree Paint, it's just a lot is really needed of us.
It's hard to be us.
What game would you like to talk about next?
I will just keep going down the list, Mandy.
Okay. Oh, so next up on the list, I got Alabama went to Knoxville. Becca, do you want to tell everyone how it went?
Listen, what are we doing?
I'll just take a sip of my tea and let's listen.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what. Tennessee did their homework and were prepared for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense could stop our run game.
Mm-hmm.
They could rush to our quarterback so he didn't have time to throw it. Yeah. They were ready. And that impressed me about Tennessee. They came ready after having some tough losses or some close wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
We did get some turnovers. We got an interception that Tennessee threw. We definitely had
Yeah.
momentum building on our side, and then we couldn't convert and do anything with it.
Yeah. I mean, that kid that's the quarterback for Tennessee, I have no idea how to say his last name. Nico.
I am a Lega, something like that.
Better you than me. He's 5-star quarterback, and he was talked about with the Heisman stuff. I don't know, and I don't know if it's because he went to Fayetteville and lost, but I'm just not as impressed with him as I thought I should be, I guess.
I'm not Heisman impressed with him.
No, I think that's a joke.
But also, I'm not Heisman impressed with Jalen right now. So there was one point, I can't remember if I had texted Laura or if I was texting you and Laura, but I just said Jalen kept throwing the ball like his guys had a 20-foot vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you throwing at, my guy? Every throw was way over their head.
Yeah. I didn't see it with him either. He had 2 interceptions. I'm going to tell you what I think the deciding factor in this game was, though. Josh Heupel outcoached. That's what happened.
1,000,000% outcoached.
I'm going to tell you, I think Alabama got the wrong guy.
I don't know that I'm going to jump to saying the wrong guy, only because I don't know who else I would have put in there. But I think that DeBoer has got to get a handle on this real fast, because you're getting these players that are used to a culture of winning and paying attention to our competition. This is what I have to do to win. To now you have a group of kids that are just worried about them and getting in fights and talking crap. That's not Alabama. What in the world are we doing?
I would assume, just based on history, I would assume that the leash is real short for him. I would imagine that those boosters are like, hey, we give like billions of dollars, not millions. We billions with a B, and we will boot you out of here. I'm not impressed. I thought it was a drastic jump to come from Washington to Alabama. I still think that is, though we've had some losses this season in the SEC, I still think it's just a different breed of football. And I'm not impressed. And he got outcoached by Josh. And I like Josh Heupel a lot, so it's not weird that I would say that. But I just think he got outcoached.
I do think that he needs to come to Jesus with somebody. I don't know who that needs to be, but we've got to get her. And again, they've only lost like 2 games, so it's not like they're on a losing streak here. Yeah. But you're losing when you shouldn't be. How are you so locked in and prepped for Georgia, but you can't seem to get it together for the rest of these? Like, that's what's wild to me.
And again, to me, that's coaching.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. Like, and let's face it, you didn't lose to UAB. Like, you lost to Tennessee at Tennessee. Right. That alone is not like super alarming. It's the way they're losing.
Yes.
And the way they're playing and conducting themselves to me. Because, yeah, I mean, you were in Knoxville. Now, if that game had been in Tuscaloosa, I'd probably be throwing a flag a lot quicker. But, I mean, you were on the road. It's Tennessee, though they lost to Arkansas, is a really good team.
Right.
Especially on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. A&M, the Big Boo Bowl.
Big Boo Bowl.
I thought of this weekend when I finally realized we were playing each other in fantasy. How fun that they had the Big Boo Bowl and we were playing each other.
There you go. We got our own little WhyFactor Bowl going on.
Yeah.
I will say that Texas A&M Mississippi State game, the score was a lot closer than I honestly thought it would be. I thought Texas A&M would come out a lot more ahead.
I don't know. Again,
they holding their own for a little bit.
Again, apparently I'm on a coaching tangent today. I do not think Mike Elko is the right answer at Texas A&M.
No, I am not a fan of him.
And again, I say, was he doing amazing things at Duke? Yeah, at Duke.
Sure, at Duke.
Like, who are you playing? You play Clemson. Okay. So, again, I just don't think it's SEC caliber coaching because Mississippi State, I mean, we love us some Sophie Hudson, but my God, they are real bad. And so the fact that game was only a 10-point difference is so wackadoodle to me. Connor Wegman, I don't know. I'm just not impressed. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions, but again, he threw 217 yards. I mean, some of that was obviously to the wrong team. I don't know how they count that though. If you throw an interception, surely they don't count those yards, right?
I would think you wouldn't, but we've been wrong before.
Once, yeah. What they ought to do is if you threw like say you had 100 yards and you threw a 16-yard interception, they should take those away from your yards.
I think so.
Y'all call us. We've got a lot of ideas.
That's all right. We'll present that at your next meeting when you're trying to come up with next rules.
I don't know. I just am not impressed with A&M. And the fact that they're ranked 14th right now feels.
No, yeah.
I don't get it. But I mean, I don't know who else we're going to put up there right now.
No.
Game of the week in Austin, Texas. Woo! Georgia, Texas.
Heck of a game.
Telling you that was a football game. Yes. Were you surprised by the outcome? You picked Georgia, right?
I feel like I picked Texas.
Oh. I thought you picked Georgia and I picked Texas.
I picked Texas, you picked Georgia.
Oh, did I?
I believe so.
I wasn't even setting you up to tell me I did something right. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna tell you, Texas did not show up like Texas has been showing up.
No.
And Georgia was not. I don't think they could lose to Bama and Texas this season. I don't think they had it.
Kirby's like, look, y'all spend more time in jail than in practice, and so we can't do this.
No.
Like,
they showed up.
But I tell you who did not show up. It's Carson Beck.
Right.
No touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and they still beat Texas in Austin?
30-15.
Like, if Trevor Etienne?
Sounds right.
Right? Yeah, Etienne, I think. I mean, he ran 3 touchdowns. He's doing more than his brother's doing in the NFL. But, like, what is the Carson Beck hype? I don't get it. You're ugly and you're not good.
Oh, okay. Listen, these SEC quarterbacks tend to be more attractive, and he's not.
He is not fitting the bill. He can't throw the ball well to the right team, and he doesn't look good. So
yeah, no, that was tough. Georgia's defense was not messing around. They were in it to win that game. So Texas started out with Quinn Ewers.
Yep.
He didn't do hot.
No.
And then they throw in
Arch
for just a little bit. And then pull him back out. Like, you didn't even let him warm up.
No.
But you also didn't let Quinn cool down.
No.
So I couldn't figure out why did we flip? Why not just stick with one?
Well, I don't know if Sark was desperate, but yeah. Quinn threw for 211 yards. Of course, one to the wrong team. He threw 2 touchdowns. Arch only threw 6 passes.
But he was only in there for a few minutes.
Yeah, he made 3 of them for 19 yards. Yeah, I didn't of course he scrambled negative. But he scrambled 4 times for -1. Quinn carried it 6 times, -34.
Well, there you go.
So, I don't know. Sark, I think I knew it would be a close game, but I think I was surprised I am really on a coaching tangent today. I was surprised that Sark got out-coached.
That surprised me, but I think just in general, coaching has been surprising this year. Yeah. I think we're seeing a lot of coaches that have been with teams for a while that kind of feel like they can just do it based on what they've always done, and they're not switching things up. And then you've got coaches that came from smaller schools or smaller conferences that are jumping to big ones and, again, not really changing what you've done. So it's been disappointing because the talent is there. The players' talent is there.
I mean, you're still SEC teams with 5-star athletes, even on the bench. So, I mean, it's not.
Side eye to the Texas fans. Listen, was the officiating crap against Georgia?
Yes.
And Texas at some points, but mostly Georgia. Yeah. But just because the refs don't call a very obvious call that they should have done, we don't throw stuff on the field. What are we doing?
First of all, that's dangerous.
Yes.
And like, do you want to get your players hurt?
Yeah. Georgia's having to come off their bench and scoot closer to the field to get away from it. Sark has to come off the sidelines to go calm the students down.
Yeah.
I did see, and I think I sent it to y'all, Texas was fined $250,000 because of it. And then supposedly they are also requiring them to submit all of their video surveillance for anyone that threw things not being allowed back to the games.
I'm interested to see if we even hear how that part plays out.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of people because there was
Yes.
a lot of people throwing stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's such a bad look. I just act like you've been here before. Yeah, I do not like that
I
at all.
am glad that they came down hard on them with the fine and also saying that they're going to be not letting those people back into games, because if you don't, it encourages every other team's fan base when they don't get a call that they want to do the exact same thing so that the refs will overturn it. And
Yeah,
that's not
'cause
a good precedent.
let me tell you, if I'm a Texas person and you throw something out there and Quinn or Arch or somebody like that tears up a knee because they fell on it or something like that, I'm gonna be real hot. Like,
Yeah.
why be stupid? Why are people stupid?
Right. I mean, just think about how fast that they're running with cleats. If there's like a plastic clear cap to a water bottle that got left on that field that no one saw, you hit a cleat just right on that, you're going to jack up a leg.
It's so stupid. Like, grow up. I don't know. Let's predict some games. Now, you've got a big one in your house this weekend. Missouri.
We do.
Going to Alabama.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how we're going to do this because we're not allowed to watch Missouri games in our house, which, listen, this weekend proved that.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure. I think maybe Doug just can't be in the same room. I can watch it.
Maybe he should go somewhere else.
Just can't be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Feels right.
So, obviously, I'm from Alabama. I'm never going to go against Alabama. But surely they're not going to let us get embarrassed again.
Well, this is where that's what I'm thinking. Surely not twice in a row and in Tuscaloosa. I just don't see it. But boy, would I giggle. I'm not going to lie to you. I would giggle. There would be a giggle. LSU LSU is going to Texas A&M. I'm going to call an upset here.
Okay.
And I know I was just critical of A&M, but I'm going to call an upset.
Okay.
You?
I actually am also calling the upset.
Really?
I know.
What's happening? Well, our apologies to the A&M fans. You will now probably lose, but that's what we got.
So sorry.
So I picked a weird one to throw on here, but it's because they're both like kind of killing it this year. Of course, they don't play a lot of people, but Notre Dame versus Navy.
Yes. So far, Navy's undefeated.
That's why I picked it. And your sister loves it when I talk about Notre Dame. So
she does. And I'm going to go Notre Dame for this game.
Well, Laura, I am now your favorite person because I am going Navy.
Okay.
I'm very patriotic.
Navy's not really played any like super tough teams.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they won't come prepared and demolish, because Notre Dame has not shown up at every game. So,
well, I'm patriotic. So I'm just.
Oh, okay.
God bless the USA. I'm not Catholic, so I feel like I should go with the patriotic option. So
okay. Noted.
That was my deciding factor. Okay, something that I don't even know what is happening. Oklahoma. Now, I have seen this weekend they have fired their offensive coordinator. I don't think that's going to help fix it.
I don't either. I think that what will fix it is maybe if they ask to go back to their old conference.
Yeah, I did not expect this dumpster fire.
No.
Not at all.
They would come out and do as well as Texas has done.
No.
But I did think that they would do well.
Like, real bad. So they're going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss, of course, has very much disappointed me this year.
Yeah.
Where are you going with this one?
I am going to go Ole Miss, and it's kind of like when I go with the Eagles. You should. Like, you should be winning this game.
Yeah.
That's really the only solid. Oklahoma has really struggled. Mm-hmm. So I hope that it's Ole Miss. I hope that Ole Miss comes prepared and doesn't come thinking, oh, well, we got this. Yeah. Because it could be an upset. But I am going to go Ole Miss for this game.
I'm going Ole Miss because it is in Oxford. But if there was ever a trap game, I don't know why, but I feel like this could be one.
That is true.
So I do want that asterisk in the notes that I did say perhaps this could be a trap. My Hogs are going down to play the Bulldogs in Starkville, and I'm going to go Razorbacks.
100% going Razorbacks on this one.
I'm not even at 100, but God bless you for your
because they've done really well, and even the games that they've lost have been fairly close for them.
Yeah.
I just don't think Mississippi State can beat that.
Yeah. I have concerns that it's on the road because I get weird about location, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Hopefully, we'll see. Any other games I didn't mention you wanted to talk about?
I think those were it.
I did leave out the Missouri Auburn game.
Yeah, that was a close one. Came to the end, but we pulled it out. Lord have mercy. That was tough.
That should not have been close.
No. And that's on Doug. He took responsibility for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate you. The rest of Missouri would appreciate it if you could stay out of the room, sir.
Right. I walked into the living room and he had the game on and I was like, what are we doing? And he said, Brady just got taken out. I got to turn this off. And I was like, okay. And then he turned it back on a few minutes later when he was flipping through the channels. And I can't remember what else happened. And I was like, turn it off.
Yeah. You really are a problem here, sir.
Right. This one's on me. This is on me. He literally just left and went upstairs.
Well, I think all of Missouri would ask him to please do the same this weekend. So
yeah. Or actually for me, if you would like to have him watch
it. Good luck with that part. Would you like to answer some questions?
I would. I had a few this week.
I picked a couple of options. I had a couple of football since we're in the thick of it. So I figure we'll grab a couple of these. I'm going to say this is from Javi.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Who do you think will play in the SEC championship game? Football, of course. Duh. Thank you, Javi. I don't know if that was an insult or
right.
Sure take it.
We know what the SEC is.
Talking about basketball yet? But Becca never does. So
never. Nope. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go Texas Longhorns and Georgia Bulldogs.
And
both of them are doing really well. Georgia.
You think Georgia's going to beat Texas twice in a season?
I'm not confident, but that's who I'm going to go with.
Okay, sounded good. Man, I don't know. I
get okay with losing a championship to a team that just stepped foot in his conference.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah. Boy, that'll really piss off some old school SEC fans.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good about my thought of Texas, I think. I don't know, Tennessee or Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go Texas, Tennessee.
Okay.
Be different. I think Texas wins. And that's tough. Man, it's real tough for an Arkansas fan.
Right.
Because we go back to the Southwest Conference days and it's just a lot of bad blood.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some karma. Okay, I'll stop now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anybody else. I mean,
at least not right now. Those are kind of our top contenders.
But it will be interesting to see how Texas rebounds from this loss to Georgia at home.
Yes.
I think that will be very telling. I guess you could end up with you could not end up with we can now end up with a Tennessee, Georgia, right?
We could.
Because we don't do East-West anymore, right?
Right.
God, so confusing. That would be my backup option. I don't know. Again, with Nico, I just am not that impressed, but that Tennessee defense is real good.
They're real good.
So I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for the question, Javi. But we'll come back and answer it for basketball too. So
there you go.
I'm going to skip down to the fourth question. I don't know why I didn't put them in order because it's also a football question.
Okay.
From Alec, right? Yeah, like Alec Baldwin. Yeah. I don't buy DeBoer is the you always laugh at me when I can't pronounce it.
But you try.
I don't buy DeBoer is the right fit for Alabama. Alec, I feel like we're on the same wavelength. Do you agree or disagree? And if you agree, who should be the head coach? I think you mean that. Yeah,
if you disagree. Who should be
I think you actually mean if you disagree, but hey, I'm not judging.
Well, and we touched on this a little bit when we were talking about the games. I do think he's a good fit, but that's really, I don't know who else I would have put there that I think could have stepped into that role so well after having Saban come out. Mm-hmm. And I think we all knew this was going to be a tough year just because you've got to figure it out. He's got to figure out his own style and everything with the players. I just need him to do it a little bit faster. So I agree he was the right pick. at least in the moment for Alabama. Do I think he's going to be the long haul like Saban was? No, I don't.
I don't know that. I mean, that's kind of a once in a lifetime situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like a generational type thing to have a coach stay somewhere so long and so successfully.
Right.
I do not think he's the right fit. I've always thought it was a weird choice. But to answer the second part of the question, I don't know. If Sarkisian does not go to the NFL, I could see him going back to Alabama.
I could, yeah.
And I think he would fit the culture better. But I think it's weird now with Texas being in the SEC.
Right.
Like, I don't know how you do that. I am not one of these people that thinks it should be Lane Kiffin.
No,
I do not think that's the right culture at all.
Mentality. That's not right.
I, for a long time, thought it would be Dabo. I just always assumed Dabo would take Nick's place, but
I think we all did. And then the last couple of years, he crapped the bed. So we're all like,
yeah.
Well, because Clemson gave him such a big extension and money because the rumors were Nick was going to retire and he was going and they didn't want to lose him. And as soon as they did that, I guess Dabo was like, well, I don't have to do anything anymore.
And he sure isn't.
And he is not.
It's crazy to me that we're this far into the season and I don't think we've talked about a Clemson game yet.
No, I don't even think I've watched one.
I haven't. And that's weird because like Judd really likes Clemson, used to. So
nope.
All right. Let's switch gears to a little entertainment from Rochelle.
Yes.
Okay. Some either or game picks for y'all. Okay, so there's quite a few, so we'll just do one at a time. This is one of your 18-point questions here. Gigi or Bella Hadid?
I went Gigi. Bella scares me a little bit, and I don't really know why.
Okay, now I went Gigi, but I think Bella's prettier.
That I agree with.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know the context in which, but I think Gigi seems like somebody I really want to be friends with.
Gigi seems like just a normal person that you could hang out with. Bella, I don't know.
She's frightening there. Yeah. But I think they're both stunning, but I also part of it is I really need Gigi's hair to grow back out.
Yes. That will help.
Yeah.
Man, coaching and hair this year, it's really throwing us.
Very, very opinionated. Okay. This is actually a funny one. Sophia Bush or Rachel Bilson? I say this is funny because for many years, I have gotten them confused in my head.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I guess it's because of that genre. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sophia Bush or Rachel Bilson?
Listen, I went Rachel Bilson, and it's only because I don't like how Sophia Bush and her little partner now got together. I just think that was all very shady.
Yeah.
So I can't pick her.
Depends on what we're talking about here for me. I think Sophia is prettier than Rachel Bilson.
Okay.
I'm looking up in my brain because I'm like, do I have this straight? Yes.
Yeah.
Man, they really get me. I think Sophia is a better actress than Rachel Bilson.
Yeah.
But I also have in my notes, and I like Ashlyn Harris as a soccer player, but I do not think that they were faithful. And the fact that Ashlyn Harris gave up Allie Krager, blows my mind. But I'm going to have to go Sophia just based on the only options I had available. Okay, next up. And I don't you must not watch the show very often, Rochelle, but Blake Lively or Kristen Bell?
You're not going to like my answer.
Are you about to pick against Blake Lively?
I did. Only for the fact.
What?
I only went based off of, I've seen a lot more of Kristen's stuff. And so I picked based off of acting. I know. And when I picked it, I was like, I don't want to say it out loud. Not to Mandy.
Man. Okay. Well, listen. Wow. I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know. I'm going to keep
probably going to need a minute.
It's fine. That's, okay. Okay. So you went on acting. Now, do you think Kristen's prettier?
No, I would probably go Blake if we were going prettier.
I'm sorry, you said you would probably?
I would go Blake. Wow.
God, this is a lot. This is something I wasn't prepared for. This really puts things
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to be the loop that I was going to throw you for.
Woo! Okay, well, listen, I don't care if we're talking down to like the type of deodorant they use. I'm going Blake Lively all day long.
That's to be expected.
Don't you remember a couple of weeks ago I answered a question that I thought Kristen and Dax were one of the most problematic couples in Hollywood?
Yeah.
And you just don't even care. Okay. It's fine.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Next up, we've got Leighton Meester or Anna Kendrick, which I thought was, I'm going to be honest, Rochelle, I thought that was an interesting combo.
I did too. I didn't pick one. I can't pick one between the two because I guess if we're going off of acting, I've seen more of Anna's stuff. Probably couldn't name you one thing Leighton's in that I've seen.
Oh,
but
right.
also,
you didn't watch Gossip Girl.
No.
Oh, God.
But also, I feel Anna gives me the vibe that, like, in real life as an actual human, she's probably not very kind. And again, this is based on literally no facts. This is just my opinion because I don't know her. So I didn't know who to pick.
Okay. Well, I thought it was an interesting combination. I'm just not an Anna Kendrick fan or Anna Kendrick. I don't even know which one.
That's fair.
I'm just not a fan. And yeah, she gives total Mean Girl vibes.
Yeah.
But I am a huge Gossip Girl person, so I for sure went Leighton. I think if we're talking just looks alone, I think Leighton's prettier.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like acting, I don't know that I'd say either one's that great of an actress, though.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Kendall or Kylie Jenner?
I went Kendall. I think she's prettier out of the two. And I think that's more based off of either she has not had as much work done or she has a better injector and fixer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went Kendall, but I'm going to tell you, I think Kendall is messy.
100%.
And the fact that she purposely took a photo this weekend with Joe and Patrick Schwarzenegger.
I don't know that you can have the last name Kardashian and not be messy. Like, it's just in your DNA.
Well, do you think Kylie's as messy as Kendall? Because I don't.
I don't anymore because I think Kylie has probably stepped back more and just wants to be raising her kids and be a mom. But I think prior to, she was just as messy.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, looks alone. But I will say the blonde hair look on Kendall is terrible.
It's not a good look.
Like Kim can kind of pull it off. It's weird. I don't like it.
Right.
But she can kind of pull it off. Kendall cannot pull it off.
No, it's not a good look on her.
Terrible look. Kim or Khloe Kardashian?
Khloe. All day, every day. She's just funnier.
Yeah. And I just think, I think the whole family's messy. I think they're all mean girls, but I think if there's like a nicer one of all of them, it's got to be Khloe.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Now, you think Khloe's prettier than Kim?
I do.
Yeah. I do, but she's just had so much work done too that I'm like,
both of them have.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I can't really judge it against Kim, though. Right. But great question, Rochelle. It has really changed my opinion of Becca completely. So appreciate the question. All right, from Kayla. And I did confirm this is not from Kayla Nicole. What is your theory about why Debut isn't on the Eras tour? Should it have been? If so, which songs?
So for that one, I really think maybe it's that it wasn't one of the more popular out of all of her albums. Maybe there's just not as many hits that would have done well in a lot. I say that, but honestly, Taylor could really perform any song and everybody would be like, that's my new favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say maybe she had only a certain number that she could do. These probably wouldn't have been the top hits. I don't know that it's necessarily missed. I feel like the Eras tour with what she's added in is fantastic as is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some reason that she didn't add, but I couldn't venture to guess what the actual reason is.
Do you have any songs that I know Debut's not really one that we get into, but are there any songs from Debut that you think should have been on the Eras tour?
No.
Yeah. I'm in the same camp that I'm sure there's some astrological, mathematical reason as to why Debut is not on the Eras tour because everything has meaning. I don't know what it is. I have honestly not seen a lot of theories. There's some big theory about, and I feel almost psychotic even saying this, but there's some big theory about the keyhole that's in the graphics during Karma that goes into that orange door.
Yeah.
And I have heard that there are some theories that she may not re-record debut, and it's like locked behind that.
Maybe.
I don't know how that all goes. I will say, unless I am just having a brain fart, I do not recall anyone of like real credence saying anything about a re-record of debut.
No, I haven't either.
And we've seen them all say something about Reputation. So
Yeah.
I honestly think there could be truth to that she may not re-record that one.
Okay.
I don't know as to why. I have absolutely no idea. I don't see where it would fit in the show.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the show I would give up to have it. So, but that could also be because I'm not a debut person. I mean, I've seen the stuff where people said, oh, she should have done Tim McGraw or Teardrops on My Guitar, our song.
Yeah.
I don't miss it. And I wouldn't, there is not one song, and there are several songs that I don't love on the Eras tour. There's not one of them I would give up for any of those. So.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Are you ready for some WhyFactor?
Let's do some WhyFactor.
What are you not liking?
Well, mine, and we've talked about it already, is Alabama coaching.
Okay.
That is my why not this week. I'm going to need them to whip it into shape, get a handle on these boys, figure out your coaching and what's going wrong, and start playing Alabama football like Alabama football is supposed to be played. So that's what I'm going with.
You heard it here, folks. She's demanding some changes.
That's right. Get it together.
I nearly choked on nothing just then. I have developed an addiction recently to sunflower seeds.
Oh, okay.
I eat them at all of Judd's baseball and football games. I don't know if it's like a nervous thing, but I really love them. Here's the thing. They have to be barbecue.
Oh.
Here's the problem. And they have to be, is it Dave's brand? I think it's Dave's.
Yes.
Okay. Here's the problem. This weekend I got some that were ranch, zesty ranch, and they were Big's brand. Y'all.
Okay.
What are we doing? Like it was like the sunflower seed walked by a bottle of ranch dressing.
Okay.
But didn't get any flavor from it.
Okay.
And they're just terrible. And I'm mad about it because I wasted a whole game and a whole $2.98 on that bag.
Listen, and when that's like your comfort to get you through the game.
And you want to know what happened? We lost that game.
Well,
I'm just saying, could have been on me.
Listen, we can't have that again.
Nope. What are you liking?
What I'm liking this week, and I'm sure you and I have the same, and we just haven't talked about it this week.
I don't know that we have much in common anymore.
Number one, I know this
thing is really
Dan and Shay have
on my list.
A double album, Christmas album.
They already released it. It's only October.
Listen, we like to celebrate early. Our tree goes up in 2 weeks. I gotta have my music ready.
Good night, nurse. Okay.
Yeah. So that's
they've got enough for 2 albums?
2 albums. Well, because they did some of the original and then they did Christmas classics as well.
Okay.
So listen, so now we have plenty of music to be singing along to while we get the house all prepped and ready. So loving that. And also Hallmark Christmas Countdown movie started this past weekend. So from here until Christmas, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, new Hallmark Christmas movies, every one of those nights.
So there are 3 new Christmas movies every single weekend from now until Christmas?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that, like 60 movies?
It's a lot of movies. It's a lot of movies. But you can download the Hallmark app on your phone, and then you can pull up all the movies and you can check mark which ones you've watched so that you don't get confused. And then it'll also tell you, like, if you missed it, it's going to be replayed at this time. So then you can go back and record it or watch it.
I can already feel
Very
somebody's going
helpful.
to have a question in the inbox. I can already tell something's coming, and I'm not going to have anything to add to that one. When is the Chiefs movie coming? Is it soon?
That one is November 30th. The really good ones they released right after Thanksgiving and right before Christmas when everybody's like in the Christmas push. That's the
Oh,
best movie of
you
the.
mean normal people, unlike you, that are like now.
It's whatever. Listen.
Okay, whatever, Kristen Bell. Okay, well,
Well, what are you loving?
good to know. I'll get that on my to-do list today. Our boy Jelly Roll, his new
Yes.
album, Beautifully Broken. Have you listened to it?
I have not.
Oh,
I've
get
heard
on it.
some of the songs off of it, but I haven't like
Yeah,
sat.
because like one of them, that I Am Not Okay song, he released
So good.
maybe a
A
while ago.
while back. Yeah.
Yeah, that I gotta tell you, that one right now, it is speaking to some life situations, and it is, oh God.
Yeah.
I went and checked because what I didn't know, I mean, I've known about Jelly Roll, like everyone has known about him, but like I've not really ever kind of like gotten into his music, or even, I mean, I know his backstory.
Yeah.
I freaking love him and Bunny though. I just love them.
I love them.
Oh my gosh. And it's so out of character for me, but I love them. But I didn't know. So when I started listening to the music, I was like, dang, these are some really good lyrics. Does he write his own music?
Uh-huh.
And I went and looked and I checked every single song. And I mean, obviously with a couple other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like writes it too. And so
I did not know that.
I assumed, so what happened was there's a song on his new album. Let me pull up the name so I don't get it wrong. First of all, I'm obsessed with that song. I'm Not Okay. But there is a song with Wiz Khalifa called Higher Than Heaven. And then there's another one with, I don't know how you say this. Is it Ilsey? Ilsey? I don't know. It's called When the Drugs Don't Work. So I was like listening to those songs and I was like, those feel very on brand to his life. If he's not writing this, he's got to be very good at conveying this to writers, because it is like, there are not many artists today, I feel like you can like feel their blood, sweat, and tears when you listen to their music.
Yes.
And he is somebody that like you are in the emotions with him. But it's really fantastic. I love it. Now, is it going to win, all these awards and stuff? I don't know, because country music's in a weird place right now.
Who knows?
But I think he deserves every ounce of success in the entire universe.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's really, really good. You should take a listen.
Yeah. Okay. Those were good ones.
All right. Anything we missed?
Listen, we covered the whole gamut.
All right. We will be back next week. We'll have to discuss when we record, because I'll be traveling on Monday.
Okay. That works.
But we will get it done. Hopefully we will talk about a Chiefs win, and I will catch you guys up on New Orleans night 3.
Woo-woo!
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all.
Bye, y'all.